This court of public opinion is now in session.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, a charge of treason is very serious. Yet, treason must be the charge if truth is to be upheld. Entered here as Exhibit number 64, Article 3, Section 3 of the U.S. Constitution reads, "Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort." The United Nations and the International Bureau of Education, following in the footsteps of their predecessor, the League of Nations, are the great enemies levying war on every independent, patriotic American. On the march to global domination, the school playground has become the battleground. Dr. Harold Rugg planted the seed of sedition in his 1933 book for teachers entitled The Great Technology, entered here as Exhibit number 65. Dr. Rugg's pronouncement: "A new public mind is to be created. Through the schools of the world we shall disseminate a new conception of government." The new conception of government, or global citizenship, is explicitly stated as the goal of education in the opening pages of UNESCO's Towards World Understanding. UNESCO recommends that children be educated in those qualities of citizenship that provide the foundation upon which international government must be based if it is to succeed. Forget economic sanctions, forget naval blockades, forget occupation forces, forget even nuclear weapons, for the enemy's greatest weapon is the UNESCO lifelong education model. In Towards a Conceptual Model of Lifelong Education, Parkin declares, "The changes needed to implement the model of lifelong education cannot be brought about independently of other far-reaching social changes, nor can major alterations in the structure of education occur until people are ready to make radical changes in the entire social structure." By instituting the model, the new paradigm, in every school throughout the United States, the country will be lost without a shot ever being fired. Every child in the United States will be indoctrinated to accept the United Nations as the primary governing authority over all peoples of the world and to view themselves as world citizens rather than United States citizens. Those promoting educational reform and restructuring have indeed become an educational confederacy, betraying a sacred trust by conspiring to give support and loyalty to the enemy in instituting the UNESCO lifelong education model in every school throughout the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, the evidence will show that the UNESCO lifelong education model is designed to destroy the constitutional liberties of every citizen of the United States. Further, the evidence will show that those promoting educational restructuring have been trained as subversive agents of the enemy and that they are engaged in the traitorous sabotage of our educational system. And finally, the evidence will show that the ultimate plan of the Confederacy is to cunningly destroy all public authority over our public institutions of education.